Fans are split over the Billie Piper as the next Doctor decision. It surprised fans. It even shocked fans. It even surprised me, and I'd been told it was going to happen. But is she really the Doctor? Or are they tricking us? Welcome to the Tachyon Pulse podcast.
Our Tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
Okay, so I do have somebody I get to speak to that actually works on the crew for Doctor Who. They work at Bad Wolf, and they have been involved in the production side of things. Now, I won't tell you what they do for a living. It's not high up. It's not Russell T Davies or anything like that. They're a person that does a normal job on set. Now, they actually told me they had no idea Billie Piper had been cast as Doctor Who. They actually said they found out since Sunday, since it came out, since they saw it, so this was all messaged last night, that there was a very small number of crew that had filmed the "oh, hello" scene, and it was only a little while ago. They're not 100% certain when it was, but they sort of said to me they think it was about 8 weeks ago that they actually filmed that little moment. But it was literally it was a handful of crew that had filmed it. So nobody else knew. It was only after Sunday that sort of like, I'm sure they were on their WhatsApp groups going, "What the bloody..." And they went, yeah, we knew. We filmed it, sort of thing. So there's that. But that it happened relatively recently, that this was filmed relatively recently, I do think is interesting, because the Ncuti Gatwa leaving, as I said, I was told they filmed two endings, one where he regenerates and one where he didn't. And this was filmed well over a year ago when production for the series ended. And they've been on and on ever since and negotiating with Disney and blah, blah, blah. I do wonder maybe there was a breakthrough with Disney 8 weeks ago. I do wonder if it's maybe something to do with Russell T Davies. By the way, I asked a question on our community page. Should Russell T Davies, or is Russell T Davies going next? 90% of the votes were that he's gone. I am leaning now towards that he's actually going to go, and this will be announced at some point soon, that the Disney deal might be extended. This Billie Piper thing, I've always said to you, I think it was a Hail Mary pass. I think this was them going, we've got to do something to excite fans, to get Disney on board, or to get somebody else on board, for the international rights, and that this really was a risky decision. So let's just very, very quickly say, I just put a community page. I just put Billie Piper thoughts. I said, are we excited about this? And 25% of you guys said, yeah, we're bloody excited about this. This is quite cool. I'm actually quite excited about it, if I'm honest. I might actually start watching Doctor Who again. And isn't that the point? Aren't, fans like me the point? Trying to drag fans that stopped watching Doctor Who during Peter Capaldi's reign to get us to come back? So they've won as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, excited 25%. Risky decision 23%. Why go backwards 37%. And another woman? 15%. I'm glad that wasn't higher. Because I actually, like I say, the Doctor doesn't have a gender, so it can be a boy or a girl or whatever. I don't care. I wanted to come out like an alien one day, just scaly and stuff. Why not? Why is it always human looking? Because Gallifrey, they are human looking, but it could be anything. But anyway, so it's a risky decision. I think we can all agree on that. It's one of those things that if this works, it could be great. If it doesn't, it's going to be awful. It's an awful or brilliant decision. That's it. It's a risky decision. But is she even the Doctor? Or are they playing games? Well, again, speaking to my source, they came back to me with two things quite quickly. And again, this person works on the set. They would have been talking to other people that work on the set over at Bad Wolf. And they said two things. During the regeneration sequence, it cuts to a shot of the TARDIS. And they said, that is a hint. They've just messaged me again. But just polite stuff. Anyway, that is a hint. He said, they're not willing to tell me any more than that because they're not 100% certain, but they said that seems to be a hint. So we'll come back to that in a second. The other thing they messaged me, and I actually thought this was... I didn't twig it at the time because I had to watch the episode back. But they just said, in capitals, all these faces and we never really change. Wink, wink. That's something Jodie Whittaker says to the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, just before he regenerates. And again, it seems to be that's going to be a hint. So, let's have a think about this. For one, I'm going to ask you guys, the real Whovians in the audience, to come back to me and tell me what you think, because I'm not a big Whovian, right? I loved Matt Smith, I love David Tennant's Doctor Who's, but I don't obsess in it like some of the fans do. I don't know the history like a lot of you guys do. So you're gonna have to get on this for me. I vaguely remember all the Bad Wolf stuff. I vaguely remember that Rose Tyler had some of the TARDIS go in her. But again, you'll have to remind me what that was about. I'm pretty sure that was Eccleston. Wasn't it the end of the Eccleston series? Anyway, but I've got two things I'm thinking. One, isn't the TARDIS an entity in itself? I'm pretty sure there was an episode, wasn't there, where the TARDIS took over a being. Is that what's happened? Did the TARDIS basically kidnap the regeneration sequence? And when she goes, oh, hello, she's talking to the audience for a start. She's talking to somebody. And that would also lead into this when she says, look, all these different faces, but always the same person. Is that a hint that this iteration of the Doctor isn't the same person? It isn't really the Doctor. That would also make sense in that the Billie Piper could just come in maybe for a couple of episodes. And that they could sort of twist it that the new Doctor... or even, maybe Ncuti Gatwa comes back. I don't think so, but you never know. But the new Doctor has to sort of get his body back, if that makes sense. David Tennant split. David Tennant's still about. Could he come back? Give Rose, a firm talking to, or the TARDIS, or whatever it is, a firm talking to, and merge back together. I don't know. It does seem to me, though, and what I'm being told by a couple of different people is, this isn't a normal regeneration. Now, there are a lot of people coming out going, she's not the Doctor, she's not the Doctor, she's not the Doctor. The only way she's not the Doctor is if they are rewriting how the regeneration process works, or she is the 16th Doctor. But that wasn't put on the credits like it normally is. Normally it says, and introducing blah 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 as the new Doctor. They didn't do that. Did they not do that on purpose? Because it's not really the Doctor. Is that again another hint? Have we had 3 big hints? Now, we're going to have theories. We're also going to have to wait 2 years. Because we're not going to get a new series now till 2027. But what I'm going to say is here that this is Genius by Russell T Davies. This could save his job with Disney. Disney could actually turn around and go, well done, sir. What we're doing for season 3. It could, because this moment in an episode that, to be honest, I wasn't that impressed by. I thought, oh, for God's sakes. I've watched a couple of episodes of this season and I felt like it was getting better and it was building up towards something really exciting. But then actually the final episode was a bit of a nothing burger for me. So, yeah, there's that. But this moment that did surprise fans, as I said, even though I was told it was going to happen, it still surprised me. I didn't believe it. I just didn't believe it. So, even though this did surprise fans, it is going to build up a matter of excitement. And we're going to be talking about this. Doctor Who fans are going to be throwing around theories. That's what they want. They want a bit of excitement. That's what Disney wants, a bit of excitement. I think we're going to know exactly what's going on with Doctor Who within, let's say, a few weeks. I think we'll know exactly what's going on. I think the 3rd season will go into production. I think there will be either a Disney deal or Amazon or somebody else deal. I don't think BBC will do it on their own. But I think it'll happen soon because they're going to want to get the 3rd season in production pretty quickly. they actually did, apparently a lot of the scripts are done. Whether Russell T Davies stays on as or not, him and his team have written the scripts for season 3. Russell T Davies doesn't have to be the showrunner to then produce those scripts. They could keep those scripts and somebody else could step in and do that work. But if they do that, and they do keep Russell T Davies, at least they have created a little bit of excitement. The BBC and Bad Wolf always wanted to keep Russell T Davies. They always wanted to. They've been fighting for him the whole way. I think it's time for fresh blood, though. I think it's time for somebody else. Hey, J. Michael Straczynski's in town. You never know. But guys, what do you think? What are your theories with Billie Piper as the new Doctor? No, she isn't Rose Tyler. She is the Doctor. Somebody actually said that to me. I don't think she's Rose Tyler, and I'm like, yeah, well, I think we got that. I think I twigged that. but if she's not really the Doctor, what could she be? If you are a proper Whovian, what in the history of Doctor Who could this be? Is it something to do with Bad Wolf? Is it something else? It's exciting. And what do you think about this? Do you agree with me that this was a Hail Mary pass? It is risky, but actually it may have worked. Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can become a member of the channel and that really helps us out. Go check that out. Get the videos 24 hours before everyone else sometimes. When I remember to do the video the day before. And then remember to put it on. I don't always remember to do that. But please, go check it out. As always, please stay safe. And I'll see you next time.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.